Hi, I'm here with Sarah from Black Parrots, and you might recognise her from the Great Interior Design Challenge. But one thing that really stood out for me on the show, and with everything you do with Black Parrots and your sort of design ethos, is you love mixing it up with the vintage.
Yep, making your home completely unique and personable to you.
Yeah. So I'm going to pick your brains then. I'm like, how do you get nice vintage stuff?
One of the things that I did a lot of the programme was go to the local tips, because they often have their own shops these days, and stuff is really cheap, and actually if it's cheaper you kind of, I felt like I could take more of a punt on something.
So what would you be looking out for?
Fabrics. I'm always looking for fabrics because they're getting harder and harder to find, and often it's curtains, so you know, if it's a bolt of fabric, that's really I have got a few that I found recently, but
otherwise it's lots of little remnants.
Yeah, it's remnants of fabric. I'm always looking for mirrors and pictures, artwork. Like really good artwork is great to find at car boots. People don't see the value in it. It might have a beautiful 70s frame on it, and then you can do something with that.
So you might even take the picture out and keep the frame?
Yeah, because then you can kind of hang it on the wall, put something inside of that. But you might buy something that's 100 years old and something that's 30 years old, and they're completely different in style. So if you use mirrors and you put them all together, they look really cool.
Yeah.
So you don't have to stick to one era. You can be quite playful with it.
So then you've got something like eBay, online auctions and that kind of thing. That's, I suppose, where you do need to be a bit more focused. Have you got any tips on the words that you use to find good stuff?
Oh, if I gave those away.
That's what I'm here
That
for.
takes years to work on. I mean, keywords, vintage, antique, you know, certain designer names like Urkel, if that's what you're looking for. Often on eBay, what I find is when I do like get lost in it, that's often when I find the things I'm really looking for, because it is huge.
Yeah.
So it might be that you're looking for vintage wallpaper, for instance, and then before you know it, you find a shop that has some cool stuff, and you go into their shop, and that's where you really start finding
hole,
it.
Isn't it?
Yeah, but that's where you actually you have to get quite involved. I have actually bought from America and Europe.
Yeah, because they can get some really unusual.
Yeah, fabric from
things.
America is much better. You know, like I said, we're sort of running out of it, and the wallpaper we've got in there is from Germany.
And then the other big area where I saw stuff is sort of like antique fairs and auctions as well.
We've got Ardingly down here, which is just astounding.
Can be quite expensive though, can't it? You're sort of moving away from the bargain territory at antique fairs, because again, they're professional sellers. They know what they've got, they know what sort of prices they can get for things.
Get there early, have a really clear vision of what you want to take home, how big your car is, and then really barter for what you want.
Yeah.
Because you can get it, and they will. And actually, what I sometimes find is I've been to these fairs later on in the day when you think everything would be gone, but actually you can get really good bargains then.
And what about auctions as well? Because that's somewhere where you can get some major bargains. Because usually if the auction house is selling it, they've already decided whether it's good quality. You know, they don't take any kind of took, do they? So you get better quality stuff, and you can get it far below its value, if you like. I mean, there's Lots Road in London, and I used to live in London. I'd still go there actually, and I bought sofas from there, like really amazing.
We went there last week actually.
Did you?
Yeah, they were having a sort of 50s sale, mid-century sale.
Did it go? Was it quite expensive, or still bargains?
Do you know what? It is quite good, because you do have to be prepared to buy it and take it away.
Yeah.
Quickly. I mean, that's something that to really think about, isn't it? When you're buying a new piece of furniture, if it is old, you know, if you're gonna potentially have to reupholster it or something like that, that could be really expensive. So, you know, make sure that you look for a piece that's solid. Yeah, I mean, half my chairs I've bought on a whim, and I wish that I had this bit of information before I bought them, because to upholster a chair might cost hundreds and hundreds, whereas if you buy a piece that's really great, then you could potentially cover one cushion with it, with fabric.
Like just the seat pad or something.
Yeah, you could update it. I think you can be quite brave with vintage. That's the brilliant thing, is actually, you know, you are recycling something. It's not costing you a lot of money. You can afford to play with it a bit. You know, you could buy a beautiful old chest of drawers that no one's going to use as a dark wood. Paint it, and even though it might seem like sacrilege to paint it, it's not, because you're going to use it. It's going to be a beautiful thing in your home.
Yeah, that's a really contentious point, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I know it upsets a lot of people to see beautiful dark wood furniture painted that's got a lovely grain, but I am kind of with you. I would rather somebody keep a piece of furniture and then to love it again by painting it a colour that goes with their home, modernises it essentially, doesn't it?
It does,
feel
yeah.
more contemporary.
Yeah, I mean there will always be the you know, the hoarders of beautiful antiques, that you can rely on them to hold a stock of what that's going to be. But fundamentally, most of it is just going to go to trash because it's out of fashion, it's whatever. And if it's beautifully made, then why not paint it?
Yeah, better that than buy a new piece of prime furniture.
Yeah.
So you've heard it from the Queen of Vintage herself. Get down that car boot sale, get repurposing, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more interior design ideas.